I'm supposed to be in Rangsit right now to start this video, but the problem is Pete, he talks so much that I've been delayed by 3 or 4 hours now, so I'll have to go tomorrow. But if you get a chance, do check out our interview on Pete's channel. Welcome to the brand new SRT Red Line, another new route that opens up parts of the city and the suburbs never seen before. I've split this video into 2 parts, so for part 1 we're going to go from Rangsit to Don Muang, and I also thought it would be interesting if we did a bit of an exploration around the stations as well. So right now we're heading for Rangsit to take a look around. So we begin our adventures on the SRT Red Line here at the northernmost terminal station of Rangsit, which I just thought was a district. It's not, it's actually classed as a city, and we're in the province of Pathum Thani, which is well outside my usual comfort zone of Bangkok. Well, the main road through Rangsit is Rangsit Pathum Thani Road, and running alongside it here is a side street with shops, markets and food stalls, and this is where we're going to begin our venture around Rangsit. I'm standing at the gateway to the Rattanakosin 200 years village. It's a very large community on one side of Rangsit Pathum Thani Road. This is Soi 12, and I can't show you all of it, but we can go in and have a quick look around. Well, if it's your dream to go native, live amongst the locals, eat street food every day, live in a cheap room for about 3,000 baht a month, then this is definitely the area for you. Not my cup of tea, but for some people, living in this environment is a dream come true. I've crossed over to the other side of the road. On the bridge you can look towards Future Park Rangsit, and you can just about see it. That's a shopping mall, massive place, about 10 shopping malls actually rolled into one. And if you're going to live around here, that'll be the place where you spend a lot of time, I would imagine. Anyway, it looks a bit more ragged on this side of the street, so we're going to pop down a couple of streets and see what's around. So right ahead of me on the other side of this bridge is the Khlong Rangsit community. They live along the edges of the Rangsit Canal in pretty rough, ramshackle looking housing, and as friendly and welcoming as they've been to me thus far. I'm not going to venture in too deep, maybe take a couple of photos, that's about it. And we did get a view of it from the train on the way up. The construction and the opening of this station didn't quite go as smoothly as planned around here, not for a community who have lived alongside the line for many, many years. The Rattanakosin 200 years community live on one side of this track, and in the old days with the old railway station they pretty much had easy access before this fence was put up when construction started, and that caused a bit of a problem. So we're going to head along to the next station on the route, which is Lak Hok. If the weather holds up, it looks like it's going to rain. And as you all know, these trains are all terminating at Bang Sue. And deep inside, I'm just like you, I wish it was Hua Pong. And by the way, Hua Pong is not going to be completely closed. They're still going to be running trains on the Eastern Line from there. According to this map, there are a few interesting sites around the station, but it's not to scale, so I'm not going to set off on my travels just yet. And if you look at the sign, it says Lak Hok, Rangsit University. That is not too far away from here. This station was built to serve the students of the university, and since the line's been open, the university hasn't, so I'm assuming when it does reopen, this area is going to be full of students. Well, that pretty much puts an end to the day's proceedings with my camera, and I was hoping to get to Don Muang, but I think we'll have to call it a day. Anyway, back tomorrow with an umbrella this time. When construction began here on the Red Line at Lak Hok, a community long established was literally split down the middle. So as a compromise, the SRT built this bridge across the tracks right behind me here to link them up, whereas in the past they would have just run across the tracks here, but not possible as there's now a fence being built, which is what the fuss was all about in the first place. And just up the road here from the station is the Khlong Prem Prachakon, and they're building social housing along the edges here to rehome some of those who lost their houses from the communities alongside Lak Hok station. We're heading for Don Muang now, and you think that's an area with just an airport? Well, think again. And here we are at Don Muang, which was arguably the second most challenging construction project on the line after Bang Su, where they literally had to cut down the old Hopewell station structures that were making pretty good progress until the Asian financial crisis came along in 1997. And just when you thought construction had all finished, the airport rail link will be extended from Payatai to Don Muang, and that means another brand new station built right here above these tracks to accommodate standard sized trains. As you can see, it's pretty quiet around here, but still not as depressing as Suvarnabhumi during high season. That takes some beating, I tell you that. I always used to prefer leaving Don Muang back in the day because the gloominess around here kind of suited the mood you were in when you were leaving Thailand, especially after a great trip. Suvarnabhumi, there's just too many bright lights. I'm going to take you through an almost secret doorway now. I say secret because it hardly ever gets used by first-time travellers to Thailand. Maybe the odd backpacker trying to save a bit of cash, but you'll see what I mean. That looks like a sandbox if I'm not mistaken. They're getting trendy nowadays. This is Don Muang railway station, and I feel sorry for it in a way because once upon a time it stood alone around here. It was the most convenient way to get from the airport into the heart of Bangkok by beating the traffic. Anyway, nowadays it seems to be relegated to a last resort and it's pretty unnoticed, which is a shame because the station retains a lot of its original charm, and it's still only about 18 baht to get to Hopewell. Not many people realise that Don Muang is actually a neighbourhood in its own right, a sub-district, which is understandable because you're usually just flying in and out or taking taxis up and down the expressway. But there's a whole buzzing neighbourhood around here, centred around Wat Don Muang, which is pretty spectacular by my standards, and as you know, I don't normally go crazy about temples. And this street, Song Prapar Road, however you pronounce it, goes from here all the way to the border with Nonthaburi, right through the heart of the area, and this is where we're going to be exploring. As with a lot of stations on the Red Line, the Khlong Prem Prachakon is not too far away, and Don Muang itself was built around neighbourhoods living alongside this canal, and it looks like today someone's been doing the washing up because there's a lot of foam on the surface here. Don Muang is actually famous for hawks and vultures back in the day, and it used to have a different name which I am not very good at pronouncing, so I'm going to put it up on a subtitle here and you can make your own pronunciation up. Well, I've been walking about 1 kilometre now. One thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of small hostels and hotels around here. Some of them are closed down, some of them look like they've seen better days. I've also seen a few internet shop signs really faded and old, so I'm guessing that maybe this area had a bit of a vibe to it for travellers when Don Muang was the only international airport in Bangkok, and there's also a lot of places to sit down and eat and drink too, so maybe in the next couple of years when things pick up again, the vibe might come back around here. It's been an interesting walk along here, seeing another side of Don Muang away from the airport, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to head back towards the station, find something to eat and call it a day. Well, it goes to show you can never find enough places to explore around Bangkok, or in this case, the suburbs. I hope you've enjoyed this trip off the beaten track on the SRT Red Line. I'll be back for part 2 when we go from Kan Kha to Bang Su. Until then, catch me on the live stream and I'll see you soon.